We encourage everyone to please mute their mic so that we won't have any distraction from the background. So welcome once again to our Excel 25-2 series. Today, like we said, we are going to consolidate on what we've been doing. And this was our first question. We structured this data from the attendance that was given to us, if you can remember. And so this is what we have. And that question is asking us, who are the people who will be issued certificate of honor and certificate of participation. So let's say here we want to, let's delete all the, remove the colors, okay? So we want those who score, I think, above 70 and above to earn certificate of honor. So let me just get that question back to refresh our memory. Structure one. Okay, so let me just project the questions here. So these are the decision making rule for us. States that make 70% or above in attendance will be issued certificate of honor. And then states that make between 60 to 69 will be issued certificate of presence. All right, so we are going to set this rule so that Excel will just mark these people for us. That's number one. Number two, Excel will return the word certificates of honor against each of them. Okay, so now let's go back to our Excel sheet. Now, all the way from here to this point, we are going to highlight the values. It's either we highlight the values or we highlight the names here. So whichever one that we want, we can do so, or we highlight the names here. Okay, so now let's highlight the name from here because this is the name that will be on the certificate, okay? So what we are going to do is we are going to select from here up to this point and then select the entire number, the list. We are going to under our home tab, conditional formatting. Let's set the rules. So the rules, if you click a rule here, you will see a range of different things you want to use. If you want to format all cells based on their values. Now, if you use this, it's going to affect all these ones. So anyone on these columns, column J, K, L, because that is where our selection starts from or covers. So any of them that meet that criteria, it will be highlighted. The same thing, this one, any cell value that meets the criteria you will set here will be formatted the way you are going to set it. Now, before we get to this point, there's something I always like to do. Let's come over here and create this. Let me give a space here. Create this. Conditional formatting is a feature that evaluates your statement It evaluates your statement and then returns true or false. For those ones that are true, they will receive the formatting that you're applying. For instance, now, I'm going to say that this cell now, let's say this one is greater than 70. Now, okay, this point. Now, let me also tell us something. It's a common error. This 70 is different from 70% because here is looking at 70. I mean, it's looking in percentage, but what I have written here is in whole number. So let me put the percentage here. It's telling us that it's true, that this cell is above 70. If I come here and I say this cell is less than 0.5, 0.5 can also mean 50%. So it's either I write 50% or 0.5. So for clarity, let me just put this. 0.5 is the same thing as 50%. So let's see, it's false because L3 is 80%, and we are saying that 80% is less than 50%, so it's telling us that it's false. So with this understanding, you can use this now to apply your conditional formatting, and then wherever the answer is true, it will format it. Now let's see how this is going to look at. I take this up to this point. Let's see the ones that are true and false and true and false. So up to this point, truly they are actually above 70%. But from here, they are false. So if I should go ahead now and apply conditional formatting, these ones that are true will pick up the formatting that I am setting. So sometimes for beginners, I always tell them, when you come here, try to look at what you have here. Then remember, it's either you remember the formula or you copy it. So for instance, I'm going to copy this, but I will not copy together with the equal sign. I've selected that. I'm going to Ctrl+C. I escape. Then I'm going to highlight all these ones. And I'm coming to my conditional formatting. I come over here. I like always to come here. So I set my first rule. Okay, so because this is the exact place that we want the formatting to apply, we can look through these options and see the one that best fit what we want to do. You can actually use any one of them. So at your own time, try them out, and then you know which one you want to use. So what about this one? Cell value, okay. Is it between what? So here, these are pre-filled. So you can say greater than 0.7 or 70%. You can also come here and look at all that you want to apply. But the one we want to use now is that we want to use a formula. Remember, we put a formula here. So I'm going to put a formula. Now, my choice of using a formula does not mean I cannot use any of this, but I have chosen to use formula. So I click here. I'm going ahead to click this one. And I'm going ahead to, okay, let me just remove this because I copied that. So I'm putting this is greater than 70%. Now, I don't know if we are very conversant with relative cell referencing and absolute cell referencing. I think we talked that previously, because you need to have a good understanding of that in most of the things we are going to be doing. So if any of these cells is greater than 70%, this is the formula we have applied. What do we want it to happen? What do we want to happen on that cell? We want that cell to take up green. Okay. Okay. So you see that only those two are colored green. Now, there are times you may have different values and you want to have different values and different colors. For now, we are dealing with just two colors. So still with the same selection, we are going again to apply another formatting. So this is the second one now. Now, we are going to still use a formula, and we are going to say this same place where we selected from is, if it is less than 0.7, which is equivalent to 70%, you should color it red. I'm coming back to explain something here. So I'm going to put red here. So anyone that is less than 70%, you should apply red. Now, I have this, I okay it. Now, we didn't see our red. Meanwhile, there are some that are less than 70% here. Why is that? It's because of that relative and absolute cell referencing that we need to understand and apply. So now let's go back there and we are going to manage our rule. This is it. So let's edit it. Now, when you see this, the whole cell range is making reference to N2 because of this $ in front of the N, which is the column, and the $ in front of the 2, which is the row. So all we need to do is to remove them. So please, I will encourage us to read more about this. Okay, I'm going to share to our group. I'm going to share one of our modules. I think that's our module 1 in our comprehensive package. We'll give it free. So it's on our learning platform. We are going to offer it free for a period. It is usually $10 or 5,000 Naira, as the case may be. But for us to understand in detail what we are doing, it will be important that you go through that. In fact, that course also covers cell basic, worksheet basic. You can be working in multiple sheets. How do you group them? How do you view your spreadsheet? The way I'm looking at this spreadsheet now, I can split it into 4 different places. I can view 1 or 2 different sheets at the same time. So we are going to offer it free for a certain period. So if you are going to subscribe, we will give you the code to enroll, and then within a certain period, that course is supposed to last for 8 hours, but we are going to leave it for maybe 1 week, and thereafter we'll close it. Okay, so if you are interested, just let us know, and then we'll take down your email and your details, and then we'll add you to the course. Okay, so it's good for us to understand absolute and relative cell referencing, because that can actually make us run into problems. So with that done now, let's see what we have. Okay, let's see what's N2. Okay, I think it's an error that we made here. We are supposed to be making reference to L, column L, not N. Okay, so let me check here, because our column N, it does not have numbers. So it's text. Okay, so we click this. Now, because here are the numbers, and you see from here down is false. Now, let's see what happens if we change this. Let's say we change it to 60%. It turns red. Okay. Now, we want to bring in a third value or a third color, let's say yellow. So now let's look at what we want to do. Let's set up our criteria here. For values 70% and above, so we have green. Then 60%, between 60% and 69%, let's have yellow. Then between 59% and 50%, let's have blue. So please just pardon me for this. This may not be standard color palettes for scores, okay? I don't have full understanding of that. All I know that green is a good one. Yellow, blue, and other colors, I'm not too familiar, but for the convenience of this course, let's just use this. Okay, so I'm going to delete all that we have applied here. So I'm going to delete and clear from the selected cell, and then everything goes off. We are going to apply it here because this is where we want the number. Okay, so having selected this, for us to look at the range, we also need to understand the functions. And there is a function called AND, A-N-D. Okay, so because when you are looking at a range, it must include certain values that are within a particular range. Let's say, for example, now, in this place now, it is either equal or 70% and above. So let's say green. Now, for here now, let me bring my values, my argument here. So here now I'm going to say this is greater or equals to 70%. So I have made a statement here. I say this cell is greater or equal to 70%. It's a statement that I have made. So Excel is going to evaluate it and then tell me true. So those ones that are true, it will return it the color we are going to specify. So if it is greater or equal to 70%, let's give it green. Let's see this working, then we can come again. So it has highlighted and excluding this 60 because 60 is not up to 70, let alone above 70. So that is number one. We are going to add another one. The second one now is anything that falls between 60 to 69. Now, I want to tell us, okay, now before I mentioned that, I'm going to run into that error. If we go ahead now, if we don't run into that error, I will create a scenario that will run into that error, and then we will now talk about it. So this is a new rule. I'm still going to use this formula. Then I'm going to say this same place this is where we are going to use the and, but let's see if we are going to run into problem, then we can now tell us why that and is important. So I am saying that this place is greater than 60%. So how now do we now say is less than 69%? Less or equal to 69%. There's no way we can do this apart from using the function and. Okay, so here I'm going to write, okay, now let me just go straight to the previous thing that we did before, true or false, so that when you are copying that, you know what to copy. So I'm going to say and this first condition is this one is less or equal to 60. No, not equal, sorry, not less, greater. Okay. So remember that this is our lower range. So anything less than 60 falls into this lower cadre. So for this range, we are saying between 60 and 69. So 60 here is our lower range. So anything from 60 or equal to 60 above. So this is our first condition. You can see here, and it's a logical test. So I have said that L2 is greater or equal to 60, comma, and also L2, this same number, even though it is greater or equal to 60, it can run from 61 to 62 to 63 up to 69. It should be up to 69, but not more than 69. So L2 is less or equal to 69%. I close it. Let's enter. So this is false. Now let's drag this to tell us where we have yes and true and false. Now let's see 60 and 69. This should actually give us a true. Okay. Can anybody give us any answer, reason why we are getting false, 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 false? Any hand up? Is a common mistake that people can make. If you look at this formula here, I wrote 60 instead of 60%. So I'm going to put percent there. Now, because I've selected all of them, I'm going to hold down my control and then enter. Now, you see these ones here, they are false. This one is true because it falls in within our range. This one is true up to this point because they fall in between the range of 60 and 69%. Here also is true, but the rest here are false. So it's always good for you to test your formulas on the spreadsheet before going to the conditional formatting. So we are good with this. I'm going to select this again, pick it, copy it, escape, then go back here again, select all of them, come to my conditional formatting, and I'm going to add the second one. And the second one, we are using this. So here, remember that this is the place where we selected first. So we are going to use this. And I'm going to remove those $sign. And then I'm going to put equals this, which we have selected. I mean, we have copied. So if it is within this period, what did we say? It's yellow. So let's color it yellow. We color it yellow. Apply. We didn't get that yellow. What happened? Let's look at our conditional formatting again. Okay. Now let's order this. Let's reorder it. Did we get that? Okay, let's see what the issue is. L2 is okay, let's okay. I put the L2 twice there. Okay, so this is what we have. Those ones that are true, we see them colored yellow. Now let's now work on the third one. Again, we are going to delete this. The third one says between 59% and 50, let's get blue. So again, it's going to be and. This is, first of all, it's going to be equals or greater than 50. So it's greater or equals to 50%. That is our criterion number one. Number two is that this same L2 should be less or equal to 59. Should be less or equal to 59%. Then let's enter it. Let's see those ones that are true. That are true. Okay. So this is the range here. This is the range that falls between our arguments. So you see that all these ones are between 50 and 59. So again, we'll copy from here. We'll copy that. Again, we apply this. This is our rule number 3. We're using formula. So it's going to be, and that is going to be, we chose blue, right? So these are the places where we have that. And then for the last one, anybody that scores less than 50, anyone that scores less than 50 goes with red. So we are going to say here is less than 50%. Is it less or an equal? Yeah, no, less than 50, because if we see 50, okay, yeah, we have 50 here. So it's going to conflict. So less than 50. Let's see the ones that will give us true. So you see from here, they are all less than 50. So again, we are going to copy. We are going to copy this formula. And then we are going to apply it here. the fourth one, I guess. So equals to this. And we need red. So here we go. So by visual acuity or Q, we have this. So if you set up your system, your spreadsheet like this, and let's say, let me save this and let's change these figures. Save. Let's change these figures so that these things will change. So if we change this one to 19, frequency, okay, that's too high. So let's change this to 5, still 80%. Let's change this to 2, it scores 30%, which is red. Let's change this to 4, it scores 60%. Let's change this thing to, I'm trying to see where we can run into an error. Let me see, 3.7. It's not giving us the value. Okay, now let's look at here. I'm going to insert a figure that is outside this range. I hope I'll be able to get that. This is 69.9. Let's see this. Now, you see, you wonder, this is showing 70. 70 is here, but then it's not highlighting green. Why? You begin to wonder why. The reason is when we are setting this conditional formatting, we only stopped at one whole number. We didn't consider decimal places. And Excel will evaluate your formula, especially if you are imputing formulas. It will evaluate, for instance, now this actually is 69.9, and this was not considered. So we need to watch out for that. Okay, so what you can do is to make room for this. Now let's see what we can do to make room for something like this. Let's go back to our rule. For each of them, you need to take time and say, so here now, we can put, this one is straightforward. Let's use any of these ones that are between ranges. So you know that anything 50 point, let's put it this way, 59.99999. You can put it like this. Okay, once it's above 50, it catches here. So this is one range. This will take care of the odd anything that is within that range. Here also, we put 70. Okay, no, this is straightforward. I think it's here that we need this a range. Okay, so anything that is above 60. And then here 69.999999, as much as you can. So let's okay this. Now I want to see where that is. So we will see this row 8. We are going to take care of this. Once we click apply, it has taken care of that. So even if you do like this, even if you do like this, now you also need to be aware of how you approximate your decimal places, because here now you are seeing yellow, 70% yellow, which of course supposed to be here. But Excel is evaluating the actual content, not what you see. Because in a cell, and we explained that in that our module, which I say I'm going to offer us free, there is what the cell contains, which may be different from what is going to show you. So what it shows you may be different from what it actually contains. So right now, this cell contains a value. Look at the value here, 69.9, but it's showing you 70%. Okay, so we just need to bear this at the back of our mind when working through this. All right, so I think I've taken enough time to explain this. I will pause for questions. If there are no questions, then take the remaining minute to practice. We all have this, I guess, so just work on this percentage, and then we are good to go. Thank you for your attention. Any questions? Hello, did we follow at all, or I was just speaking to myself?
Yeah, here.
Okay, so any question? Okay, I just looked at the attendance now and I saw somebody, Samson Good. Samson, how are you?
I'm fine, sir. Good evening, sir.
Good evening. So I just want to, our last discussion, I want to bring it to our notice because that was my first time of encountering that problem.
Okay, sir.
So let me just share that with them. And I think I need to remove that first.
Okay.
There was a problem that Good brought to my attention, and I felt it's something that I need to tell us. Okay, and why is my own not? Why is it not? Okay, let me just bring it to our. Let me just stay straight. Let me. Which one is that again? Okay. Now, Good was working on some data, and let's assume this is the range, and they contain numbers. So let me just put random numbers here, round between. Let's say round between. Okay, so these were the kind of, let's assume these were the numbers, and he wanted any number that is negative to be highlighted.
Yeah.
Okay, so which we know is all easy, but something happened. So now let's apply this, and remembering our rule. So we say here, let me remove this, is equals to anyone that is less than 0. That means it's negative, isn't it? Yes. So we click, highlight it red. And so we come here and say -2. Of course, that one is red. Here, -9, that one is red. Then when he puts minus something here, this will not happen here because I have taken care of that here. But
Okay.
if what we have applied now wasn't applied, here will also show that. So that's what I'm trying to remove, so that I'm surprised why. Okay, can any one of us who is on this call try this particular one? I'm trying to see, I don't know what happened, but my back end is not opening. Can anybody try it? This negative something? And it's not only negative, anything at all that you do now, and you come over here and you write a number, even your formatting did not apply there, it picks it up. Can anybody try it? Okay, let me check this. My option is not highlighting. I don't know why. Option. I don't know why. Option. I'm supposed to go to option. Okay, so I want us to try it. I'm going to do a video on this and then share so that we can have that. And if you have any problem, I want to thank Good again. Samson, thank you for bringing this up. This is what we were saying. Once you try out anything and you have a problem, please get in touch with us. It might be something that will bring it. It may be an eye opener to some people. It might also be something that will prepare others. Because I didn't know about this. I may have designed a template without recognizing that that kind of thing can overflow, and then I'll share. And then it will now bring a lot of issues. So these are the things we expect. When we try out things, if you encounter any trouble, please let us know. Okay, I didn't see any hand up. I didn't see any question. So I want to believe we are good to go with this conditional formatting, looking at the basics, trying to type out your formula to be sure that you're able to get true or false answer, because we told us that conditional formatting is basically a true or false logic test. And then for those ones that meet the true condition, they will receive the formatting that you are applying. Okay, so thank you very much. You will hear from us again. Please remember what we encourage us to do. Subscribe to the channel, share it. You will be participating. I mean, you will be encouraging what we are doing indirectly. It doesn't cost to subscribe. It doesn't cost to share. So thank you very much, and God bless you all.
Hello, sir. Sir, please, are you sharing this video with us now?
Yes, once we end the meeting, the video will complete the processing, and then we will upload and then share. It shouldn't take us more than 20, 30 minutes. We'll share it in the WhatsApp group.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. I really want to go over it again.
Okay, no, that's fine. Thank you.
Yes, sir.